Some new mods are heading our way soon from the Roughneck Modding Crew, and today we're going to take a look at them. This includes 7 new beds for the Superduty, as well as 4 fuel tanks, which hook up to 6 of these beds. We've got the custom SA skirted hauler, the custom dually skirted hauler. This is a little bit wider to support dualies. My favorite, the Hotshot Bed, the custom premium hauler bed, custom utility bed, the custom service bed, and lastly, we've got the Superduty dump bed tipper. Additionally, we have the box transfer tank, cube transfer tank, L-base transfer tank, and the wedge transfer tank. All 4 of these fuel tanks are holding 450 liters of fuel, and they weigh 99 kgs. So you can pick them up. In order to use these beds, I've also needed to get a hold of the next update for the Superduty truck 1.2, which has some custom dual wheels. Look how crazy these things look. Plus, we have bed attachers for the bed pack. We're going to start by going over each bed and their customization options, and then we'll show you how everything works in the game. We're just going to start at the very top with that custom SA skirted hauler. So this is just your normal flat bed that goes on the back of your truck. You can add strobe lights to the top, which has amber and white LEDs, and then we have 3 color options, which are going to be present on all of the beds. We have the main color option here, so we'll just go with yellow so you can see what changes. We have the two-tone itself. We're going to go with that green, so you can see it kind of shows here on the very bottom. And then we've got our trim. We'll go with pink so you can see just how much it is. When it's chrome, it doesn't stand out, but goodness gracious. Man, this looks like something you'd see on The Sims or like from the 80s. Roughneck, I'm so sorry I did this to your beds. As I mentioned, there's also one of these for the dualies. Same customization options, nothing's different there. We do have a license plate as well. I didn't mention that on the previous one. This will be nice because whenever it's purchased and you get your dualies, well, it looks perfect. By the way, here's the sections you can see right at the very edge how much it overhangs in comparison to the single. Now we get into my favorite one. This is the custom Hotshot Bed weighing 2.1 tons. Attachers on the very back. We do have a gooseneck or a 5th wheel hitch, so you can choose between whichever ones of those you like. We do have the strobe lights at the top. We only have 2 colors on this one, the main and the trim. We'll go with a pink on the trim as well now here, so you can just see how much changed. Not as much as the previous beds, but still quite a lot. As far as that main color, a lot in red. Can't really see it. There you go. Now we get into that custom premium hauler bed. This has got all of the options of the first bed that we got to see. So you've got your strobe lights at the top, main, the two-tone, and the trim. This has also got some pretty wide fenders on it, so you could use this with singles or duals, and it would look perfectly fine either way. Next up, the custom utility bed. This also is a little bit wide, so with singles or duals, it's going to look perfectly fine. You do have the strobe lights on the very top, but nothing else. Next to last, the custom service body. This has got some pretty cool stuff. So you've got the single fender setup or the dual fender setup, which just makes the entire thing much wider. Very cool there. We do have a headache rack at the very front. We'll go back to the single fender set for that. Then you can also add the headache with strobes, and then accessories. You go with like a contractor look here, or you can go with the service. Now it is important to note that the service doesn't actually have anything on it. It's not going to fix your truck or anything in the field. Just want to make sure that we mention that because this is coming to all platforms. It can't do that. Although it would be really nice to see Giants add that as a feature in the next game because a lot of people want it. Taking it to the shop every time sucks. Of course, on this one we do have colors, but we've got a few different colors. So of course, with the main, we're going to change that up to yellow so you can see it. The two-tone, we'll go with the green. There it is. The trim, we went with pink as per usual. However, we have a new one. Accessories. Let's go with a bright green. That's going to be all of your boxes there. We kind of flip this around too. You see we've got even more of there, and then our two-tone is going to be the roof rack on there. So that's pretty cool. Lastly, we have the Superduty dump bed. Now this is the only bed that does not support those fuel tanks, so it's not going to work with this. We do have strobe lights. However, those are going to be added to the bed back here. Check that out. You can also add it to the very top as well if you would like. This is a quite wide bed, so definitely recommend using this with duals. However, you don't have to if you don't want to. We do have a main color and a design color. If we take a look at the main, we'll go with the yellow there just so you can see it. And design color, we'll go with a nice bright red So you can see that changes the boxes at the bottom. And as we mentioned, we do have these fuel tanks as well, 450 liters and 99 kilograms. Main colors, of course, these are going to be pretty much the same on all of them. I think this one is probably my favorite just because it's got the little fuel pump on there. Although the L shape is super, super unique, it also has a little fuel pump on there too. And I guess the wedge transfer tank does too. So never mind. These are also in an attempt to mimic the configuration for the Superduty bed that comes with the truck, the fuel transfer tank. So if you were used to that, well, kind of the same dealio. For the trucks, we got some pretty simple stuff here. Nothing too wild and crazy. We just got a nice lower dually, and then we've got some nice singles. Of course, these will work with the lifted trucks as well. However, just for simplicity, I'm just going to use the normal stuff today. So let's start it off with the skirted hauler. We'll back up to it, grab a hold. There is a really nice kind of wide open amount where you could use this. I mean, all the way to like right there. And then, well, I guess you could back it up, but you just keep pushing it. There's not a lot with this. The strobe bar looks awesome. Love that. Very, very random, very, very unique. Tension belts on the back, of course, as you would expect. And if we utilize their deck over trailer, we'll back up to it. We get the connection. There it is. So, works perfectly fine. And the little open area right there detaches. Bam! Kind of pops open and closed. And we'll show it off with our fuel tank as well. And actually, there's something kind of... Did I really drop that? I dropped that, didn't I? Come on. Nice and easy. No heavy lift needed for that. Boom. There we go. Cool. We can grab it and attach. Now, there's one cool thing. We can open this up, which has the fuel pump inside. I did not know that. So, big shouty outie to Roughneck and Earthquakens for letting me know, because I was very unaware. But yeah, that will work on all of the beds. You just put it on the back like that. And yes, you can detach the entire thing and just pull away and you're good. And of course, the dually version is exactly the same. Check that thing out. That's a lot rear end. Next is definitely my favorite of the bunch, the Hotshot. Love this thing. Man, oh man, yes please. No tension belt support on this one, but you can put your fuel tank on the very back. And as you can see there, I used it with the dually setup because it, well, looks way better with that one. It also looks pretty good if you're using those big old Michelin wides, although it doesn't go all the way out. And the singles are, well, they're in there. Next, we have the premium hauler bed. Again, duals work best with this. However, you can use it with anything. We do have tension belt support, which is fantastic. However, no other animations. The custom utility bed's looking very, very nice. Again, using it here with the dual setup. This one may look best with a raised truck. Maybe not so much this one. And if we take our fuel tank right here, we'll grab a hold of that and bring it around. This is going to go in the exact same spot as the rest of them. Just gonna kind of go right here in the front. Just kind of scoots right there. Click. Boom. Done. Also with this bed, we can unfold it, which opens that up. We got lights all over the place, which looks awesome. Tension belts. This one is much, much more than just a simple attachment. And you've even got some really bright rear working lights if you need to have them as well. Now we move over to our service beds. And again, I think these would probably be better suited for a raised truck. However, you can get an idea of kind of what to expect here. Let's turn that thing off. Makes me nervous when it's on like that. Here's what you're looking like with singles. Actually, perfect. And here's what you're looking like with duals. So it comes out just a little bit there. And you would probably want to also go for a singles, like the big super singles on there. That would work great too, I think. Fuel tank's going to be exactly the same with this one as well. Simply grab it and put it up towards the front. Boop, just like that. Then we jump in. Click it, and it goes right into place. Gotta love that. Let's turn this truck on, see what else we can get in trouble for. So we can unfold here, put our tension belts down. The fuel tank does not work with the tension belts, at least when it is disconnected. And I'm not exactly sure if it's strappable down or not. If you need to carry more than one, not getting the option to pick it up. So it looks like it can be strapped down. It's pretty cool. Yeah. All right, very neat. I dropped it. Here's another version which has got our roof rack on it, which is fantastic. It does have some collisions in there, and they're right where you would expect them to be. So there is that, and there are no straps, at least for now, on the very top. So the straps are only going to be on the bottom. We can unfold it though, so we click that unfolds, and that's about it. Lastly, we got the dump bed. Boop, there it is. Of course, running the duals here. I would definitely run big duals on this one, although this one would probably look really cool with those like dual super singles. That's pretty wild. This may be a dump bed, but it also is able to put down the straps, and we can unfold it. How very cool is that? We've also got the raised upper side, so you're able to load in pallets, things like that. And it looks like that's about it. Yeah, I think that's about it. Super awesome. As far as the dump animation goes, there you go. You've got the rear opening up just a hair. Not too shabby at all. And that looks nice. Now, as far as the gooseneck support goes, and fifth wheel as well to an extent with the Hotshot bed, it is going to either pop up or is already visible on all of these, at least with the normal ones. Now, when you get into the service beds, it is not there, and of course, no dump truck bed either. So, if you want to be able to pull anything, these are the 4 to go for. And that's about it. I want to thank the Roughneck Modding Crew for sending these over to show you guys ahead of time. I know I've had a lot of people asking about them. There's been a lot of hype over these beds, so there you go. Now you know everything that I know. Hope you enjoyed this one. Drop a like on it. Get subscribed if you're new. Join the GoHam fam. Double check your notifications. That way you never miss videos like this. If you want to stay updated on everything that Roughneck Modding Crew are doing, check the links down below. Otherwise, have an awesome day. We'll catch you in the next one.